Good morning. Hello, hello. How is everyone? I'm currently putting away my cards from last week that I hadn't done yet. And we will wait for people to get the notification. Good morning, Karen. And we are on week 2 of trying out all my hats. I love this one. It's the tiniest bit too small. Just the tiniest bit. But I used to, in high school and my early 20s, I used to wear one that had been my grandfather's. And it was all too small too. Like he had a smaller head than I do. When you're a kid, your grandpa always seems bigger than life size. But looking back at pictures of him now, I realize he was not a very big man. He's very handsome, though, my grandfather. Good morning, Marianne. Yes, I am. Ugh, missed one. Okay, did that. Coffee cup of the day is my super fancy cup that I thrifted. I'd always wanted one of these. You guys have probably seen it before, but can't justify purchasing such a fancy cup. You can get these on Amazon. It is missing something on top. I don't remember if there's another butterfly up here, but like you can't even tell. You wouldn't know unless you went online and looked to see that there was something missing right here. And it comes with a matching spoon. So it has the lid and the spoon. Usually I only drink tea out of this one, but I felt like the roses on it went with the rose birches. Good morning, Diane. So we're being fancy this morning. I saw Daniel, tacky as me, post that he wanted video ideas on Instagram. So if you're on Instagram, go find Daniel's post. And thanks, Roxana. And give him some ideas because he's wanting to pick back up on doing his videos again. And he wants to know what people like. So this hat is definitely last week's hat. I didn't even talk about it again. But remember, good morning, Vicki. Remember, we're going through all my hats at the beginning of this year to see which ones I'm keeping. And even though that hat is so large, it doesn't even fit in any of the hat boxes that I currently have. I'm keeping it because I love it so much. Definitely, this one is a keeper. Love it. What was that movie? I know the one. I know exactly the one you're talking about. What's funny is you have to remember I was raised by extremely strict parents. And my dad was a preacher. And so we were not allowed to listen to music. We were not allowed to watch movies that were rated PG-13 or rated R. We were very strict about the activities we were allowed to participate in. We were not allowed to go to the roller rink because of the music they played. So I was not influenced by the pop culture of the 80s. I dressed how I wanted just because I dressed how I wanted. And I thrifted so much in high school. And it's hilarious because I was a drama kid and a weirdo. But I never had that caring what people think kind of, I just never felt that. I care what my family thinks, but I didn't care what total strangers thought. Like, I just never had that. And after I graduated high school, I had people come up to me for years who I didn't even know. My high school was huge. Come up to me for years and go, "Oh my goodness, I loved your style in high school. And I just love that you never cared what people thought." I'm like, still don't. Desperately Seeking Susan. Wasn't it Desperately Seeking Susan? Because I did watch it in the 90s. So I moved out of my parents' house in 1991 when I graduated. And into my own apartment, had a roommate. It was teeny, teeny, teeny tiny apartment, but was on my own and still didn't get to watch any of those movies because I didn't have any way to watch movies. I didn't own a TV. I didn't own a DVD player. So, oh, but I did get to experience some pop culture when I moved out. Marion, I was just a weirdo. Like, it didn't even occur to me to, I don't know. I just never cared. Sometimes it got me in trouble because I did not follow the pack and do what I was supposed to do. So there is no sale today because if you could tell from the fact that I did not get a second sale out last week and I had posted that I wasn't going to get it up, I had a major flare up right after the sale. Tweed blazers. I love that, Diane. I had two blazers. Well, they were actually just suit jackets. They had been my grandpa's. One was very, very much like this one. I bought this one because it was very much like that one. The other one was a brown corduroy. It was, I could have worn it as a dress. It was massive on me. But anyway, fibromyalgia flare up, so much pain, exhaustion. So I have had one good day in the last week and I was able to get everybody invoiced on that day. And that was all I got done last week. So still didn't get Christmas put away. We didn't get hit with that storm like you guys did. We got rain from it. And sometimes rain makes me hurt worse than snow, but like it circled around and came back through. So even though we didn't get the massive amount of snow that a lot of you guys did, we still had the storm system go around us, still changed the barometric pressure, and it was rough. So I don't even have anything ready for a sale today. I've not packed anything. I've not put anything away. I am now a week behind where I should be just because of the weather changes. So good morning, Monica. So no sale today, but I'm going to tell you a little story and I'm going to show you some things related to what we're talking about currently. If you're just coming in and you've missed it, coffee cup of the day, don't mind the lipstick. And this is the one that has the fancy lid. And I'd show you brooch of the day, but I'm wearing like a whole bunch of, I'm wearing cat brooches on this side and flower brooches and pins on this side. Good morning, Kaz. So I think this hat's going to be a keeper too, even though it's a little small. You can also, I can wear it like this too. That's not very me, but it is kind of stylish. And yes, my hair is growing out right now because I can't afford a haircut. So it's a good time to try all the hats since the hair just does what it wants when it's growing out. It's awful. Awful hair. Okay, so story time. My foster brother graduated in 92. He graduated the year after I did. And he stayed with me for a little bit before he left for mission work. And then after he did, I believe, a year of mission work, and I could be wrong about the dates. My mom can correct me if I'm wrong. But then he went into the Marines. And he was in the Marines for a long time. And then when it was time to re-up, the Army actually offered him more money. And so he moved over to the Army, which I didn't even know was a thing you could do. So then after he got out, he had met a woman, wonderful. My sister-in-law is wonderful. And they got married. And so he lived down south. So he rarely ever came back to Ohio. And the last time I saw him was, I can't remember, but it was at Christmas, like maybe 7 years ago. Because he's a truck driver and he just happened to be coming through here at Christmas. And so as many of the family as could went and met up with him and got to see him. But he had left a couple of boxes of things up in my parents' attic. And as we all know, they're moving and everything has to be cleared out. So she had asked him what he wanted us to do with that stuff. Was he going to be coming through Ohio? Should we ship it to him? And he's like, just throw it out. So mom takes a peek in the box and the one bigger tote is just full of car models that he put together back when he was a teenager. And so when my new nephew-in-law heard that there were these vintage car models in there, he's like, hey, could I have those? Mom's like, well, of course you can. So we went through both the totes and it was such a time capsule from his senior year of high school, in his first year of living out on his own. And so there were things like he'd gotten his ears pierced, which is very controversial for our family, because we were raised so strict. And so some of his earrings were in there from the late 80s, early 90s, that time frame. And, like his senior pictures that were left over were in there and just stuff like that. So we actually do have a little box of things we're going to send him. We were not going to throw those away. And then there were some sports cards and things like that, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle cards. And so my brother checked with my foster brother and said, hey, are you sure you don't want any of this stuff? And he's like, nah, I don't want it. So my brother took them. And then my brother also took, I think it was a Millennium Falcon big that he'd put together. I think that's what it was. Anyway, I found something. So I found three things. Yeah. The first was this. I have no idea why he had this, but I've always wanted one. So I kept that. So now I have one of these fancy, I don't even know what these are called. I mean, do these measuring sticks have a certain name? These folding measuring sticks. So was super excited about that. How fun is that he had that in there? I don't even know why he had it. Maybe he had a job at some point where he had one. And then he had these little micro machine cars, which I also collected. So I'm going to be tossing those in with mine that are back here in these junk jars. So today when I get all of the Christmas out of there, I will toss those in. So tiny. Super cute. So we had those in there. And then, you guys, I didn't even know these were a thing, obviously, because, did not participate in pop culture of the time. But he had an entire box full of these collectible cards from bands. So, look, Tina Turner. So I thought we'd go through some of these. How fun are these? There's no date on them. Okay, this had to be the 80s because it says her fourth album, Foreign Affair, was released to coincide with the world tour in 1989. So I thought we'd go through some of these. He had a there's a whole, I don't even know how many are here. There's a whole box of them. So that's what we're going to do today. If you want to hang out, we're going to go through some of these and talk about music from the 80s and 90s. And it's so funny because I just saw a TikTok this morning where they said that if you take the number one song from the year that you were 24, which for me was 1997, I think if I did, hey, Ellen, if I did my math right, if you take that number one song, that's going to be your theme song for the year. That's how your year's going to go. And the theme song was Candle in the Wind. So let's hope not. Let's hope that's not how my year's going to go. But let's talk music this morning. So we just saw the Tina Turner card. And this was card 100 in this collection. And then it just gives some facts about Tina Turner. U2, which is weird because I wasn't a huge fan of U2, although all of my goth friends and my drama friends and everyone loved U2. I was not a fan. Oh, this is card 101. I wonder if he had these. Getting them out of the box, I mixed them all up from whatever order he had them in. De La Soul. Does anybody remember De La Soul? I cannot remember the song that I liked by them, but I did. I did like De La Soul. That was card 115. Vanilla Ice. Oh my goodness. Oh, this one's dated 1991. So the later ones, they must have started putting the date on. Pro Set Superstar Music Cards. Music cards. Oh, Helen, I love the Cranberries. Loved it. And it still to this day is my favorite band, Depeche Mode. Depeche Mode. It's my favorite band. They're still making music. One of the band members died either last year or the year before. Jody Watley. Huh. I didn't know she started out as a dancer on Soul Train. I loved her song, Looking for a New Love. New Edition. I hated the song Candy Girl. That was in 1983. Bobby Brown, Johnny Gill, Ralph Trevant, Trustfant, I don't know. The trio Belle Bib DeVoe. The London Choir Boys. I've never heard of them. Formed in 1986. They built their reputation through live performances. Does it list any of their songs? Mayfair and There She Goes Again. Oh, I do think I remember that song. Oh, Diane loves Depeche Mode too. Kaz is a 70s girl. I do like some 70s music. Went through a phase where I really liked disco for a while. Soul to Soul. I have Soul to Soul on cassette tape. I kid you not. Okay. Ugh, some of these are a little dusty. Little Feet. Never heard of them. Have you guys ever heard of them? They disbanded in 1979 and then reorganized in 1985. and released an album called Let It Roll 3 years later. Never heard of them. And I would promise you guys a static sale video this week, but every time I do that, it seems like I have a flare up or something comes up and I can't do it. So I have so much to. I love Frankie Goes to Hollywood. I loved the video. There are a lot of songs didn't know the meaning to until way later on. It's funny because my rebellion was reading books I wasn't supposed to. So I would read Stephen King. Should not have been reading Stephen King. Scariest book I ever read. Oh, and I can't remember. Oh, yeah. Amityville Horror. The original Amityville Horror book. I went through a phase where I liked horror books. I hate horror books now. I will not read them. I barely read suspense. But Amityville Horror scared me to death. I never should have read that book as a young person. Third Base. I'm not familiar with them either. Does it say their songs? Allman Brothers. This is a Legends card. Interesting. Oh, there's these cards are, oh, dropped on. These cards are gold and they're all Legends. Eric Clapton. Now I pick up a Stephen King book and I'm like, he's so wordy. Why? For no good reason. No good reason. Way too wordy. Same with Anne Rice. Way too wordy. Eric Clapton's under Legends. Crosby, Stills, and Nash. The Doobie Brothers. The Doors. It's interesting. These are all gold cards. Oh, there's two of the Doors. I wonder why. This one tells their albums, and this one gives history about the band members. I read the first in the Dark Tower series, and I read it like when it was released. I bought it then, and then I lost interest because the second book wasn't out yet, and so I never. There's four cards for the Doors. Jimi Hendrix. 2 for Jimi Hendrix. Jefferson Airplane. B.B. King. Bob Marley. Jimmy Page. 2 for Jimmy Page. These legend cards are kind of cool. The Who. Another one for The Who. 3 cards for Led Zeppelin. Did you, Marianne? Did you walk by the house and was it creepy? Oh, there's 2 more Led Zeppelin. Wow. Okay, so now we're out of the Legends cards. We're back to Paula Abdul. Paula Abdul has 3 cards. I wonder how much these cost per pack and how many cards you got in each of them. She does the same pose. Look at the pose. The chin back. I love Paula Abdul. Don't get me wrong. Love Paula Abdul. It's funny on the pose, though. Adam Sky? Do not. Oh, he was British. Adam Sky? I don't know. Nicknamed the Acid Skinhead. On stage, hypnotic, burbling mantras through a wide creative glossary of machine manipulations. The Alarm. Never heard of them. Oh, they're Welsh. Bad English. I've heard of them. Does it say? No, it doesn't have their. Sometimes it lists a song that was a hit. Now, I have heard of Basha, but I can't remember. I think she had a hit in the United States. She was from Poland. Michael Bolton. That hair. Me too, Helen. A ton of different music. I may have told you guys the story about my daughter coming home from school when everybody was listening to Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber just come on scene, and all of her friends were all, ooh, and I mean, she was in middle school, right? And I had exposed my kids to a wide variety of music. So everything from classical to jazz, which they hated, to blues, to oldies, to rock, to Depeche Mode, which they hated, to, pop music on the radio, heavy metal, like just, we listened to it all. And of course, a lot of relaxation music because I was a massage therapist. But she comes home and she's like, Justin Bieber. And I'm like, oh, really? What, are you sure? And we treated ourselves to one new CD every month. That was the one thing I did for myself when I was a single mom all those years. One new CD a month. And so I'm like, all right, we will get Justin Bieber because you want to hear Justin Bieber. Yes, Enya, love Enya. So we buy, and it was his very first CD. So this is young Justin Bieber. And we put it on, and she's like, she listens to 2-3 songs, and she's like, I don't know why my friends like this. That was the end of Justin Bieber. But most of her friends had never even been exposed to any kind of music except for top 40, which is what a lot of people are exposed to. It's just top 40. And no, she did not. My daughter's a lot like me. She did not care about being trendy or doing what everybody else did. Or, in fact, she had friends that would copy her style, and then she'd move on to something different. All right, Madonna. And definitely a Madonna-inspired outfit here. Not this era, though. I loved that Madonna was always a chameleon and just changed her style whenever she felt like it. Bobby Brown. Belinda Carlisle. Oh, there's 2 Belinda Carlisle. I believe I still have my Belinda Carlisle cassette tape. Cher. Oh, another Cher. Cher put out a new Christmas album last year. Don't know if you guys heard it. Taylor Dayne. A band called Law and Order. Not familiar with them. Dino. Oh, he toured with New Kids on the Block. I did not like New Kids on the Block. There were 2 girls in my senior class who were obsessed with New Kids on the Block. They'd been to New Kids on the Block concerts. Their rooms were full of New Kids on the Block posters. Like, it was their whole personality, New Kids on the Block. But I do have my Dino cassette tape. Debbie Gibson. Debbie Gibson. Gypsy Kings. I like Gypsy Kings. The Go-Go's. Love the Go-Go's. Hall & Oates. And you guys know what's funny? Hall & Oates. My ex-husband he's half black. And, back then, if you were any flavor of black person, you were supposed to listen to rap and Janet Jackson. And that was supposed to be the only thing you listened to. My ex-husband loved Hall & Oates. Like, loved Hall & Oates. To a weird degree, he loved Hall & Oates. I don't know if he still does, but he used to. Information Society. Love Information Society. Still have a couple of their cassette tapes. I should have pulled that box out. Oh, here's more Madonna. Ziggy Marley. Martika. Do you guys remember Toy Soldiers? I loved that song. Richard Marx. Hey, Eileen. Hi, Kathy. No sale today. We are just going through these vintage music cards that I found in my foster brother's stuff when we cleaned them out of the attic. Ian McCullough? Oh, he was lead singer of Echo and the Bunnymen. George Michael. Another George Michael. Hoodoo Gurus. Do not remember them. And if you missed it at the beginning, we talked about how I grew up with very, very, very strict parents. So I did not listen to. Yes, Kathy. I knew you'd know it, Kathy. Did not listen to anything but Christian music for most of my life growing up. So a lot of these bands I did not discover until after I was an adult. So they would have had number one songs in the 80s that I didn't hear until the 90s. Bruce Hornsby. Hot House Flowers. I wonder if that was a British group. Let's see. Oh, Irish. That was an Irish group. Never heard of them. Indecent Obsession. You guys look at these guys. The leather jackets. That was an Australian band. In Excess. Janet Jackson. Janet Jackson. Janet Jackson. Janet Jackson. Janet Jackson. One of my roommates loved Janet Jackson, and I was not a huge fan. Don't come for me, but I just wasn't. I didn't love her music, and so when we would be getting ready to go out, my roommate was always playing Janet Jackson. Always. Lenny Kravitz. Patti LaBelle. Huey Lewis. Here's another one I've never heard of. Let's see. They rule the United States. Linear. Oh, Eileen, that's awesome. Oh, there's another Madonna and another. See what I mean? She changed her style up all the time. She still does. Although now I just think she's unrecognizable. This one got bent in box, but Living Color. They had that one song I really liked. I've got to put them under something so that. Oh. that card straightens back out. We're going to put that under my scale. The box was crusty and dusty. Morrissey. Loved Morrissey. Hey, Alice. I am not doing a sale today. I had a one good day out of the last week. And that was the day that I got everybody invoiced from last week. So, oh, and thank you, you guys. Everybody that purchased last week, I sold all but 3 items from last week, which is amazing. That was an amazing sale. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, thanks, Alice. This week's hat. This week's hat. This week's coffee cup. Oh, more George Michael. There's a lot of George Michael. Oh, these are sliding all over. The Pretenders. Not Chrissy Hine? Yep, Chrissy Hine. The Pretenders. Pretty Boy Floyd. Never heard of them, but look at the hair, you guys. Hello, Liz. Bonnie Raitt. Oh, 2 Bonnie Raitts. Was Bonnie Raitt the first one to have a country song crossover? Oh, no, she was blues. Why did I think she was country? Rat. I've only ever been to one concert in my whole life, and it was Pink Floyd. And it was mid-90s, and and I suppose if you're only ever going to go to one concert, Pink Floyd is the concert to go to. It was awesome. REO Speedwagon. Randy Rhoads. Never heard of him. Let's see. Oh, he was a guitarist with Quiet Riot. He was a member of Ozzy Osbourne's Blizzard of Oz. And he was killed in a plane crash in 1982. Why do so many musicians die in plane crashes? So weird. Saigon Kick. Didn't they just have one hit? Let's see. Oh, it doesn't list any of their songs. I think they had just one hit. Sanctuary. Here's another band I've never heard of. Marianne, that's an awesome. That would have been an awesome concert. Santana. I love Santana. I think originally my brother had these alphabetized, but getting them out of the box they were taped into got them all out of order. Joe Satriani? I don't know him. He was voted top rock guitarist and most valuable player 3 years in a row by all 3 leading guitar magazine readers' polls following the release of Surfing with the Alien in 1987. It was a purely instrumental rock guitar album. That's interesting. Oh, Striper. Yeah, Marianne, I caught a contact high at the Pink Floyd concert. That was too much. Sabotage? I do not remember them. Scorpions. Remember them, but that wasn't my kind of music. Shy? Never heard of them either. Here's a historic concerts card. That's something we haven't seen before in this set. Set that over there. Sisters of Mercy. The Smithereens. Were they British? Let's see. Doesn't say. Soundgarden. I did not know that they started out in 1989. Card 238. So Starship, Steelheart, never heard of them. Suicidal Tendencies, Trouble, never heard of them. Violence, never heard of them. Wow, Eileen, that's so cool. Well, Eileen's the coolest person of the day, just so everybody knows. Voivod, never heard of them. Zach Wild, never heard of him. Oh, there's another Zach Wild. Here's some more of those historic concert cards. I didn't even know these cards were a thing that existed, you guys. Did not know. MC Hammer. Oh, there's another one. And another one. And another one. Kiss. I wonder if some of these groups I've never heard of, I actually know the song just from listening to it on the radio. Kicks. Luther Vandross. Yeah, I love music too. Also, because I have tinnitus in both ears constantly and I've had it for years, I almost always have music playing because it helps distract from the ringing in my ears. Look at a young Ozzy Osbourne. Now he's a decrepit old man. Colin James. I don't know him either. Jeff Healey Band. Jet Boy. Oh my goodness. These costumes and this hair. The Party. Never heard of them either. Kathy, we are twins, except you're prettier. Poco? Oh, Maxi Priest. I forgot he existed. Lionel Richie. I love Lionel Richie's music still. Still love it. You are too, Kathy. Dread Zeppelin? What? Led Zeppelin clone bands are nothing new, but Zepp Mania has taken a decidedly humorous new turn with Dread Zeppelin. The band consists of 5 reggae musicians and an Elvis impersonator named Tortelvis and performs mostly covers of Led Zeppelin favorites. That is hilarious that a cover band made it into these. That is funny. Oh, twice. It made it into these twice because here's the band again. Elvis impersonator. What? Steve Earle? I am not familiar with him. Oh, here's the Party again. Here's 2 more of the Party. I'm going to have to look them up. They just look cool, right? All right, we're just going to do a few more. Here's another of Kiss. They don't have their makeup on in this one. Look at that. That's crazy to me because I just know them with their makeup on. Oh, Simple Minds. I loved Simple Minds. Sting. Tiffany. Tina Turner again. 2 of I'll Be Sure. That was a good looking kid. Belle Biv DeVoe. Damn Yankees. Dad or DAD? I do not remember them. Oh, I bet, Brenda. I bet. The Colts? Do not remember them. Tone Loc. Oh. Hurricane Alice. House of Lords. Do not remember. Don't remember them. Hunters and Collectors. I bet that was a European band. Oh no, Australian band. Billy Idol. Oh, here's another Billy Idol. Oh, dropped him. Colin James? Don't remember him. Troop? Don't remember them. Oh, here's another Tone Loc. Another Tina Turner. Oh, I love Billy Idol. King's X. Look at the hair on this one. Oh, that's fantastic. Kings of the Sun. Don't remember them either. Okay. That was fun. So, walk down memory lane. Opening up my brother's boxes was really just a time capsule. So next week, I remember Adamant. So next week I will be putting my chalkware fish up for sale. And I don't know what else will be in that sale yet, but definitely the chalkware fish and probably more wall art will be in next week's sale. Good morning, Jazia. I do not know how this week is going to go because weather-wise, we're supposed to get down into the negative temperatures at night by the weekend, I think. Ugh. Cold weather's so bad for me. All right. My coffee's gone. We relived a bunch of memories with the music. Thank you guys for hanging out with me this morning. And we've decided to keep this hat too, even though it's just a touch too small. I love this one. So oh, Jastia, I'm so sorry. Yeah, we had all schools around here were canceled yesterday morning because it was rainy snow and we were hovering right at freezing. And so it was supposed to warm up into the 40s yesterday, which it did by the afternoon, but they didn't want to risk having the buses out and it'd be slippery. So all the schools around here were canceled. But by afternoon, I was able to go to the UPS and post office and get everything shipped out that almost everybody had paid for. I still have a couple of things that need to be shipped out, but we're above freezing right now, although it is really, really windy. It's really windy, but it's going to be cold later on. All right, you guys are awesome. Have a good rest of the week, and I will see you back here next week. Bye, everybody.